What's up guys, my name is Tom, welcome back to another video. Here back to my F1 2019 career mode episode 33, and today is the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. If you haven't watched the previous episode, it was the British Grand Prix, and it was quite a fun race. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched yet. So yeah, today we're going to focus on the German Grand Prix, and we have our upgrades ready, so let's see what we can do. Germany is a track that I enjoy, to say the least. We're going to have some rain in qualifying, but in the performance chat we continue to also way of the other teams, so everything is going in our way. But before starting the video, I just want to say to smash like a scratch and F new and warn you that unfortunately my recording software didn't record the audio, the in-game audio, so unfortunately we're not going to have any audio today. So today, to make things different, here we are already on qualifying. We're going to put a V8, a V10 engine. In the last video it was the Formula 2 career mode, it was a V8 engine, but today here we are on qualifying and already in Q1 with our V10 on the engine. First episode without the racing line, and we'll see what we can do already in the last sector. The pace has been decent, but I don't think that we can challenge from the wheel. We'll see. Max Verstappen setting the provisional fast time with a 1:11.6, and we're going to cross the line with a 1:11.8, and that is going to be enough to get us through into Q2. But I decided to do another lap to be safe, and we didn't gain that much. There was not much time left on the table, going faster on the first and second sector, so just to show that in the last sector we struggle a little bit, despite being a sector where it requires a lot of the downforce. I think in the straights this Red Bull this weekend is pretty strong, but yeah, just a formality Q1, and we're going to jump onwards into Q2, where I'm going to qualify in the mediums, because if we qualify on the softs it's going to be a 2-stop, and the 1-stop is the best way to go around here. So I decided to take the risk, but the rain is coming, so if we don't get the time to get us through into the top 10 shootout, we have to be quick and fit the soft tires and set a valid time. But at the moment we are in the top 10 shootout with a with a 1:12.9, and unfortunately we are out of the top 10. Verstappen still to get a time, but unfortunately we fit the soft tires and we're going to start the lap, and it's starting to rain, and now from then onwards the grip is going to start to be lower and lower, and we go off into turn 1. Unfortunately it's too wet for the dries, and that's the end of qualifying, and we are out of Q2 of this German Grand Prix, and I'm trying desperately to find some grip in these very tricky conditions in this damp track, and we are out of Q1 like I said, and we're going to start in P14 in this race. Verstappen with the fastest time. I'm gonna tell you already that he's going to start in P2. Ahead is going to be Bottas, and Charles Leclerc way down the road as well. He tried the same thing as me, but unfortunately the rain ruined the plans. But considering that we're starting way down the order, I'm going to start in last in this Grand Prix, and we're going to change all the components of our Red Bull, and hopefully we can do something of a show, an overtaking show, and we have a fresh new power unit. So it's Bottas followed by Verstappen, and you can see the grid. Lucas Weber way up the order, so we have some job to do, starting in last place, but I think this car has the pace. I'm expecting a top 5, I would be happy, and Verstappen will challenge for the win, so probably going to lose some points to our teammate. But things can go really well, because we're going to on a 1-stop, which I wanted. If we went to the top 10 shootout, we're going to start on the mediums and then dress a brand new set of hard tires. And there he is, the man himself, Valtteri Bottas, in great shape in these stages of season 2. He's getting closer and closer to us in this championship. But we'll see what we can do in these next 34 laps of the German Grand Prix. 5 red lights and lights out, and the way we go, it was a very good getaway comparing with the Renault of Lance Stroll, but then the second getaway wasn't that good, and we are a little bit far from the grid as we go into turn 1 on the inside of the Renault. Doesn't give that much space, but we are still alongside him, and we are on the slipstream of Robert Kubica. And let's see, we're going to dive down inside of Kubica, not just of Kubica and maybe Norris. No, we're going to stick with Kubica and the Stroll as we go round the outside now of the Williams, and we made a mistake already, gaining 2 positions, and now we're gaining on the McLaren. Lando Norris, this Red Bull now is pretty decent on the straight line, overtake mode, bridge mix, and we are alongside him, going round the outside. Now we're going to have the inside line once we get to the hairpin on the inside of Grosjean and Magnussen as well. Who knows, he's going to close the door. This is very close margins. He doesn't give any sort of space, and we lost a lot of momentum. Magnussen waltzing away, and now we are vulnerable to the Haas of Roman Grosjean, much inferior Haas, but we managed to give him a little bit of squeeze, and we are in P16. So in overall it's been a very successful lap 1, I can say. We have a huge mountain to climb, as we have some side-by-side action between the McLaren of Antonio Giovinazzi and Pierre Gasly in the Toro Rosso. These two guys are in different strategies. Giovinazzi starting on the medium, so he's going to stick in the 2-stop, and Gasly with the soft tires that is going to stick with the two-stop. But at the end of lap 1 is this man that is leading the race, Max Verstappen, with a huge gap to Lewis Hamilton. So Bottas dropped a lot of positions at the start, and there he is, fastest lap, Max Verstappen leading the way, and things are really going in his way. And now we are chasing down Kevin Magnussen on the inside into turn 1. That's not really an overtaking spot, losing a little bit at back end, but we managed to save, and we are into P15, so making very smooth progress in these early stages of the GP as Grosjean shoots on the inside of Magnussen. Now he's going to have the outside line, but Magnussen gives me a little bit of speed. He's on the inside, his corner is of him, and now Lando Norris trying to get some slipstream of the Haas, but no use. The Haas actually is pretty decent on the straight line, but when it comes to downforce, he's an absolute nightmare. But now chasing down on the getting closer and closer to the other Williams of George Russell at the end of lap 2, and here we go. The slipstream is going to be a copycat move like we did on Magnussen in the previous lap, and there you go. We are up into P14, and now we are in the cars that we are kind of in our league, the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, that is not making a fast progress as mine, and is on the medium tires as well. So let's see, keep an eye on him of the course of these next 2 laps, because like I said, the one stop I think is the best way to go around Hockenheim, as Lucas Weber is trying something on Valtteri Bottas. Bottas dropped a lot of positions, not just of Verstappen and Hamilton, but of Butler and Sebastian Vettel, and he's making a good impression, Vettel and Weber, in their own Grand Prix, despite being out of the podium. Weber in a very inferior Toro, also doing bits in that Italian car, as we tried to go on the inside of Leclerc, but he just closes the door. But now he has absolutely no chance, because now we have the inside line, and he gives us more of a space, and we are up into P13. So really happy with this start. Just on lap 4 we are already in P13, and now Antonio Giovinazzi going defensive, so we're going to get a wider line and get a better exit. We're going to have some DRS, and it's going to be a pretty easy move, a drag race, and there you go. And now getting some slipstream of Pierre Gasly as well. We're gaining a lot. Can we make the move? He's so far up the road, but look at the overspeed that we have. We're going to outbraking, and we're going a little bit deep, and that was a bit risky, but no damage to me and Gasly, and we are up into P11. FIA warning us to make contact with the Frenchman, so we're going to watch the replay. That was a bit risky, but I have to make these moves. But definitely I went very deep. We made actually contact, we banged the wheels, but that's okay, and actually dropped a position over Giovinazzi. But look how far we were of the Toro. Also the overspeed, the slipstream of this game is something else, and there you go on the inside. Yes, it was a bit too aggressive, and in consequence, and Gasly lost the position. So I think it should have been a penalty, but we know that this game doesn't like to give penalties when it comes to contact, only on multiplayer, and he dropped the position. But now let's watch this man that is a Haas, that is one of the slowest cars, and that is going around the outside of one of the slowest cars as well, of Nico Hülkenberg, is Daniel Kvyat in P10, so he's doing bits in that Haas at the moment, and we are in the slipstream, and here we go. We can make something on this Haas. It should be easy, and we shoot up on the inside, and the Russian has absolutely no chance, despite him being looking very good in these early stages, where he's going to commit to the one stop. So keep an eye on him, because he can score Haas first points, and this man as well, Nico Hülkenberg, but his task can't be that easy as Kvyat, because he's going to stick with the two stop, because he's on the hard tires. But now this is the stages of the race where the soft tires are going to start wear out, and the medium runners are going to be fast. And here we go round the outside of Nico Hülkenberg. Yes, we can, and in his own Grand Prix not looking really good, let's be honest. And Bottas already down into P8 after starting in pole position, so it's been an awful, we brake checkers a little bit, so it was an awful first stint for Valtteri Bottas. Let's see if he can come back in his second stint, but we'll see. Now we are up into P6, and the race leader Max Verstappen, our teammate, is going to pit and dress a brand new set of medium tires, and he's going to have to stop once again for another set of mediums or hards. The mediums are the best choice. You just touching the hards if you are committed between the two stops. So just see Devon Butler and Hamilton pitting as well. So it's just two different strategies around Hockenheim, as we're chasing down Daniel Ricciardo. He's a little bit far up the road, but the soft tires starting to wear out, and we are much faster than the Australian at the moment. And look at the slipstream, look at the overspeed, and we're going to sail past him around the outside. No chance with those old soft tires. And in terms of the tires, from my side, we've been nursing pretty decently. So, and we skip forward at the end of lap 8, and Sebastian Vettel is in the last soft runner to pit, and we are in the lead at the moment of this German Grand Prix, followed by Daniel Kvyat that now is in P2, and then Antonio Giovinazzi. So the midfield is looking really good. Everyone that is starting outside of the top 10 is starting on the medium, so just to see how good the strategy is. And Antonio Giovinazzi gaining something on Daniel Kvyat, but he can't do anything, he's too far. And kudos to Kvyat, because he's doing an absolutely cracking job in that Haas. That is really inferior, and like I said, we can see Haas scoring the first points. Remember that we have two teams that haven't scored any points in this season. It is Haas and Renault, as Verstappen is clearly struggling at the moment to get through this traffic, and he has to settle down behind Kevin Magnussen, that's starting on the medium. So this is the part of the strategy where it fails the two stop, is because you are stuck on traffic like Valtteri Bottas in the background, too wide synchronized between these two guys, between the midfield. I don't know whose drivers are, but you can see that Valtteri Bottas and Lucas Weber are stuck between these three guys, and this is not good. This is where the two stop fails. It's because you get stuck on track. Without Hockenheim providing good racing, you lose a lot of time. You can lose a lot of time behind these guys, and that's why the one stop is the best way to go. So we can do a cracking job, not just me, but the guys are starting on the mediums. And there goes Antonio Giovinazzi on the inside of Daniel Kvyat, behind his Charles Leclerc, and Max Verstappen in a much faster car and a much faster tire. And Giovinazzi is going to have the second bite of the cherry as they go through the straight. And now Leclerc out of nowhere flies past Kvyat, and he's going to try go around the outside of the McLaren of Antonio Giovinazzi. It's amazing stuff between these four guys as Verstappen goes around the outside of Kvyat as well, and he gets the move done, and Leclerc has to settle down behind Antonio Giovinazzi. So brilliant stuff between these two guys. And now in the next lap, Verstappen is going to overtake, throws the needle, gets his elbows out, and not overtakes just Leclerc, but he overtakes Antonio Giovinazzi. And this is a very important move, because Leclerc is now stuck on traffic and he's battling for the win for Max Verstappen. So this is a situation of who is going to manage better the traffic to win this race. And at the moment you see Verstappen, look how much they stretch the gap over these two guys, and Leclerc is losing time with Kvyat, and he can't do anything, so he has to settle down for a few more corners before the straight. But then a few laps later, Kvyat is going to pit and dress a brand new set of hard tires, and now he's going to make his only stop. And let me say that he made a cracking job in that Haas. So for me, he will be the driver today at the moment. We know that Kvyat in real life has good memories from the Hockenheim. You know, he got a podium in a Toro Rosso in the real life 2019 German Grand Prix and Kubica. Now this is the phase of the race where the one stoppers are pitting, and there's not much to talk because it's the hard tires and you have absolutely no choice. So we skip forward out to POV, and we are in the lead. Oh god, that was so close to finish our race, but Verstappen is closing like 1.5 seconds per lap. And now we have a virtual safety car because Roman Grosjean is out of the race, and this is really good for us because I was planning to pit in this lap and we can gain something thanks to the virtual safety car. So you're watching the replay of Grosjean. It was an inception of one of the Renaults, and his engine started to blow away, and that's the early end to his German Grand Prix. A chance maybe to score some good points, and it's been a kind of bittersweet afternoon to Haas with Grosjean DNFing and Kvyat in the verge of scoring points. But we're going to pit under the virtual safety car. I think we have a good chance to jump some guys, and this is not the first time that we have a very well timed virtual safety car. I don't know who is with me and the VSCs, but here we go. We're going to say goodbye to these medium tires. I think we nursed them pretty well, and we're going to dress a brand new set of hard tires, and we go till the end of the Grand Prix in the white stripe tires. So we'll see. We're still in the lead. Verstappen is going to overtake us because he wasn't that far. There he goes, and we're going to find ourselves in P2 of this German GP. So this virtual safety car was an absolutely massive gain on the train behind, and we find ourselves in P2, and we don't need to stop anymore, and we're not very far from Verstappen. So Verstappen has to stop one more time, and we're going to sooner or later find ourselves in P1 of this Grand Prix. Can we actually win this race? It would be good, but Verstappen then is going to pit, and he's going to be really fast. And there goes Hamilton trying to go round the outside of Devon Butler. But this is really good for us because after starting in last place, we have a chance of winning this race. Hockenheim never disappoints, and there goes Kvyat around the outside of the Ferrari, on a much superior Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. What is this race, Kvyat? Well, I don't know what Kvyat had for the breakfast, but he had some vodka probably because he's Russian. But we're going to press on because actually I'm maintaining a gap on Verstappen, so we're doing a cracking job at the moment in these hard tires. And we have some yellow flags, and oh my god, don't tell me that Verstappen is out of the race. Yes, it is. Max Verstappen is out of the German Grand Prix, and and we find ourselves in the lead of this race. This is absolutely cracking stuff and drama in this German Grand Prix like in real life, and this is going to mean big things when it comes to the championship lead, because at the moment we're going to gain 25 points on Verstappen and we are still in the lead, so this is going to be really important to pull away of Verstappen. But that was really unfortunate. I feel bad for him, but that's Formula 1 racing and we are really lucky in this afternoon. We find ourselves in P1 after starting in last place after a disastrous qualifying, and we skip forward all the way forward onto lap 31, and I'm going to pit for a set of soft tires because we have enough gap to Charles Leclerc, and we're going to dress a brand new set of soft tires, and we're going to try to set the fastest lap of the race and gain one more point. But what a turnaround it's been in this German GP, with Verstappen DNFing while leading, and who's behind me are the one-stoppers, Charles Leclerc, and in P3, guess what? It's Daniel Kvyat in that Toro Rosso. He can score 50 points for Haas and getting a podium like he did in real life. This is absolutely a bonkers of a race, one of the best of my career mode, if not the best. I said this when it was the Chinese Grand Prix in Season 2, but now we're going to our fastest lap attempt. Join me, we are already gaining 5 tenths just to see how fast we are, and we're going to deploy everything that we can from this car to make sure that nobody does what I did, that is pitting some of the soft tires. So through the hairpin and first gear, second, and put the throttle as early as you can, and this then we're going to the part of the track where I quite enjoy, despite not being fast during this weekend. Hit the 50 brake marker, make sure to hit the apex, and you take it easy on the throttle through here because it's very easy to lose the back end. And now we're going to the part of the track where I struggled the most during qualifying, and that is through here, 6th gear, and very tempting, but not pushing the car that much because we are very comfortably on the lead, but we're going purple on the second sector, so everything is looking good to set the fastest lap of the race through the last 2 corners. Not the best line, and now through the last corner, hit the apex beautifully, hit the throttle as early as you can, and overtake mode and rich mix, and boom, we are 2.5 seconds faster than our previous best, and that's definitely our fastest lap as we're starting our final lap of the Grand Prix, and we are in the lead. I still can't believe that we're going to win this race, followed by Charles Leclerc and Daniel Kvyat, that is going to score his podium in my career mode after scoring in the real life German Grand Prix. This can't get any better. Get this into my veins and your veins as well, guys, because I think you're enjoying. There he goes, and what about us? It's going to be a race win at Hockenheim after starting in last place after a disastrous qualifying. We had some luck, yes, but getting there, what a race. And like Toto Wolff said to Lewis Hamilton in the 2018 German Grand Prix, miracles do happen, and in the game as well. What a race, what a race.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. And that, my friend, is 2 in 2. 2 in 2. Absolute class of the field. Awesome.
Oh man, this feels really good. I still can't believe. And Charles Leclerc, look, started in P14 and then P2 and then Kvyat starting in P11 and then finishing P3. What a bonkers of a race. And this showed that the one stop is the way to go around Hockenheim. And in the championship standings, we are 48 points ahead of Max Verstappen, so things are going really in our way. We were very lucky, yes, but that's how things go in Formula 1. Now Renault is the team that has no score any points, and that has been a very successful episode in the office. So guys, that has been episode 33. Make sure to smash like and subscribe if you need to see plenty more Formula 1 content. What a bonkers of a race. Make sure to everyone that you can, because this race deserves to be watched by every single people in the world. Yes, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but we're going to buy a mine upgrade that is going to be ready for the next episode, the Hungarian Grand Prix, before the summer break in the calendar, obviously. And hopefully in the next episode I'm going to buy an ultimate upgrade that hopefully is going to be ready for the Italian Grand Prix, where is the Temple of Speed. And maybe we don't need to buy any engine upgrades for the rest of the season. We can focus just a little bit more on the chassis, and we're going to change to our old power unit because it's Hungary, it's Monaco without barriers. It doesn't require much of a straight line speed with the exception of the start finish straight, and let's save the engine as well for tracks where it requires a lot of straight line speed likes of Belgium and Italy. But guys, once again, that has been episode 33. I hope you guys enjoy, and here are the championship standings. But for me, it's everything. My name's Tom, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time. But for now, it's goodbye.